For the reports section of this video, we will take a look at 4 of the reports offered by Pangea Localization, which in my opinion are the most important. So to start, first we will go to the Bolivia Localization module, open the Reports tab and select the Daily and Recent Book report. In the report parameters, we will be able to select a date interval for all the transactions that will be shown in the report, and a specific date interval. In this case, we are going to over all of May, and a printout section where we can select which information we want to be shown in the report. As always with Dynamics, you can select the destination of the report if you want it in a screen, if you want it to be downloaded directly into your system. Also, in Records to Include, you can select any kind of filter to be as specific as you want with the report. But we are going to go here with the basic stuff, so we're going to click on OK. So this is the daily and recent book report. So the first thing that you must look at is that it lists all the main accounts that have transactions within a date interval put into the parameters, and then it lists all the transactions that the same main account took part on in the date interval. As you can see here, it also tells you the posting type. In this case, for example, these transactions were vendor type, the main account that is affected, which means this one, the currency of the transaction, their amounts in transaction currency and accounting currency. This is just depends on the ledger configuration, and it goes along for all the accounts that had transaction within the date interval. As is always the case with dynamic reports, you are able to export this information into one of these formats that you can see right here. So for the net report, we're gonna over to the Bolivia Localization module again, reports and major and balance book. For the parameters of the report, we have yet again a date interval setup, but also a main account interval. This is where you can set up the main account range that you want it to be included and considered within the report. In the printout section, we have an account with 0 balances. This is just to include main accounts that didn't have any kind of transaction or change in balance within a date interval, and if you want a new page every time the page layout is filled. But the most important parameter for this report is the detail level, which lets the user select the level of the accounts he wants to see in the report. As you can see, the level goes from 1 all through 8, but can also be left blank, so all the transactions from all the levels are brought into the report. For this example, we are going to leave it blank and click on OK. This is the major and balance book report. It lists, depending on the parameter selected, all the main accounts or only the ones that have transaction in the date interval. It provides information of their opening balance according to the start date input into the parameters, the movement that occurred within said interval, and the closing balance according to the end date input into the parameters. For the sake of the example, we are going to generate another report, but this time selecting a detail level. Next up, we are going to go over the last 2 reports of the Bolivia Localization that we are going to see in this video. So we're going to select Purchase Book. As you can see, the parameters of this report are quite simple. You just have to select a month and the year. We're going to click on OK in this case. So this is what the Purchase Book report has to show us. This report lists all the information about vendor transaction performed in a specific month selected in the parameters within the system. As you can see, it lists all the transactions based on the order within the vendor master instead of the order of the dates, or the number of the invoices. It goes along to also bring the authorization number, the, the general amounts, if there's any tax amounts, and their total. To finish up, we'll go really quick to the sales book. As you can see, the parameters are basically the same as the purchase book, so we're gonna click on OK. The sales book report brings the same information as the purchase book, but instead is all centered around customer transactions. It applies the same rule of organizing the transaction within the customer master order, and it brings the same information like the date of the invoice, the voucher of the invoice, and the information of the customer, in this case its identification, its name, and the total import along with its taxes. With this, we finish this surface demonstration of the Bolivia localization provided by Pangea consultants. If you want to schedule a full demonstration, you can reach out to us through our webpage or by the contact number that you will see in our different media. Thank you very much, and we will see each other in a future demo.